Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 851, we're going to talk about Zimone, Quandrix, Prodigy, and somehow our camera got on auto again. Let's fix that. So, for 2 mana, we get a 1/2 human wizard. 1 mana tap to make a land drop, tapped. 4 mana tap, draw a card. If you control 8 or more lands, you draw 2 cards. This is another blue-green putting lands, drawing cards deck. I guess you can tell by the sound of my voice, I was not exactly thrilled to build this. Did the best I could. Tried to muster up some oomph for it. But I've built this deck like 50 times, and so have y'all. So I tried to do different things. Anyway, so here we are. Let's get to our ramp, shall we? Well, before that, let's look at Swiftfoot Boots. Sure, we'll cover all 5 of these that don't really fit in the category. Swiftfoot Boots, you know why it's there to protect your commander. Double Major, copy target creature spell you control. That's neat, really is. Bounty of Luxa. I'm in the colors and I've never played this card before. That's the reason why. So, you're going to draw a card, or you're going to get 3 mana. I mean, Balagan Recovery, just because it's a very good, versatile card. The other side's a land, but this side's a regrowth for just 1 more mana, so I'll take it. Biomass Mutation can make any small army into a ridiculously large army. That's why. But let's look at our ramp, shall we? Because, it wouldn't be blue-green if it's not ramp. It's actually a green deck with a little bit of blue. Because there's no blue ramp. So, here we go. Frontier Guide, it just searches out just a land. Colony Heart Expedition. 3 visits. Kodama's Reach. Cultivate. Funny story here. I may have told this before. Cultivate exists because of Kodama's Reach. Kodama's Reach was printed. It's an arcane spell, and they couldn't just reprint that in a core set, so they had to make a whole new card that's identical, except it just dropped the arcane subtype. That's how Cultivate exists. Far Wanderings, Farhaven Elf, and Yavimaya Elder are 4 for 2s, the Sky Shroud Claim and the Ranger's Path. Beanstalk Giant, I mean, it's not bad. And then Boundless Realms to double up. I know Jason Alt doesn't like this card. He's taking it out of some of his decks, but, in heavy landfall decks. But let's draw some cards, shall we? Because why not? That's what blue and green does, is play lands and draw cards. And it all started with her, Tatiova. It's a too good not to include in this style deck. Diviner's Portent. Here's what I figured. I overlooked this card on purpose. I didn't put this card in decks at all because I was like X and 3, and then you got to roll a decent, so your results vary. But I'll play Stroke of Genius given the chance, right? On a worst case scenario, this is Stroke of Genius that's just a little harder to cast. Instead of 2 and a blue, it's blue, blue, blue. And you're still drawing X cards. So, yeah, I finally realized it wasn't as terrible as I thought. And I figured if we're playing a whole bunch of lands, it might be the only 2-color deck where it fits for me. Of course, Rite of Flourishing. Gotta love that double meat, double cheese. Seer Sundial. I mean, since we're going to have so much mana, and when a land comes in, Garruk Primal Hunter. I've got this in the card draw section because that's mainly what I use it for. -3 to draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. I have spent this as a 5-mana spell and just sorcery that draws me 8 cards or 6 or whatever. I've done it, and I'll probably do it again. Of course, the Eureka moment had to have that because, it's got her on there. Urban Evolution, Rush of Knowledge, we're going to draw. And then Regal Force, drawing a card for each green creature you control. So let's look at our actual creatures. There's not a whole lot here, I'll be honest. We have the Ruin Crab. because that is a... each opponent mills 3 cards. That's the mind-boggling part of this. Each opponent mills 3 cards, and we are going to be doing some landfalls. I don't know why I have these in the creature. Oh well. Llanowar Elf, Elvish Mystic. Scythe Leopard. He gets 1/1 to end of turn. Kiyora's Follower, untap another permanent, so we get to untap our commander and do it again if we need to. Quandrix Apprentice. Cast or copy an instant or sorcery, which we're going to be doing a lot of because you saw that ramp. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a land from them. Put that land into your hand. Because the idea is we need to get lands in our hand, right? Because she puts it, in order to make her work, you know, we've got to, and that's why I put things like Seek the Horizon and Sprouting Vines. Sprouting Vines is going to be that perfect gotcha moment where I just get, I mean, not only is it Avon art, right? But anyway, Gretchen Titchwillow, which is a fun name to say, is it not? Draw a card, put a land, sure, why not? Coiling Oracle. Oh, I tilted the Lore Scale Coatl. I don't know. Nimbus Swimmer, it's an X spell, it's a flyer, it's a really big creature, so that's kind of, yeah. Archetype of Imagination. The Baloth Woodcrasher can get ridiculous at times, you know. Sphinx of the Magosi. Of course, our Simic Sky Swallower. Like I said, I kind of lost heart, and I've built the same deck so many times now. This blue-green landfall deck that, and I'm still not done. There's still ones in the past that I haven't gotten to yet, but I don't know. I'm also kind of running shy on the blue-green landfall cards. Anyway, we have the Overcome and the Overrun to make all the beasties trample. We have some removal here. We'll do our spell removal first, right? Force Spike, Negate, Counterspell. I'm telling you, I love some Mystic Repeal. Just put it on the bottom of your library. I ain't got to deal with it right now. Yeah, it's indestructible. I don't care. But we do have the Return to Nature. Decisive Denial. Fights or counters. I mean, it's not bad, right? Winter's Grasp. I know it's just a lame pop of land. You know, it's a green Stone Rain. But sometimes there are lands you can't win with them having, you know. And then we have our creature removal. Trigon Predator. Amazing for just repeatable removal. It's artifact or enchantment. Early game, this thing's a monster. Of course, Reclamation Sage, Acidic Slime. Mystic Genesis, card we overlook quite a bit, but, you know. You get a big old ooze where oozes that spell's mana cost. Hopefully you got something like a Terastodon. You know, maybe they tried to cast their Terastodon. You'd be like, no, I'm going to give me an ooze. But the Terastodon's a big old guy. Big old creature. No. Especially for 8. Which is going to bring us to our non-basic lands. We have the Bark Channel Pathway. Temple of Mastery. Rimewood Falls. The Cryptic Caves, you know, you can sack it to draw a card if you control 5 or more lands. None of those things should be a problem. Thornwood Falls, Woodland Stream, Quandrix Campus, Simic Growth Chamber, Tanglepool Bridge, Simic Guildgate, Terramorphic Expanse, Evolving Wilds, and lastly, the Vivid Creek. And that is 851 Zimone, and my cords are coming down. Whole idea is y'all don't see my cords. That's what I use the art cards for, if I've got one for that commander, because I just like that it makes it extra thick. But sadly, even though my heart wasn't exactly in building this particular build, it's probably still going to play pretty well because it's blue-green landfall. And I mean, it gets all the goodies, right? All of them. So, 8:51, we're going to start a new row. Probably going to finish here before too long. But that is it for today. I do appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. And I'm recording this pretty far out, so I don't exactly know what day today is when y'all are seeing this. Well, I guess I never do, though, right? But I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And we're going to go ahead and shuffle and cut.